I don't remember any of it, so.
Oh, there's a lot of inappropriate talk in this video, everybody. So, hey everybody, welcome back to another wrinkly shirt episode. We're outside. Kara's doing some photography for some fresh pottery. Exciting. But a couple of weeks ago, there's an art fair we didn't get into, so we decided to make the best of it, and we went down to Milwaukee because the Milwaukee Art Museum has a fair, and it hasn't been going on for the last 3 years because of the pandemic. But this time they had it. We were thinking, you know, talking's hard. So we decided to make it a business trip. We went down to Milwaukee to check out this art fair because it's, oh jeepers, outside everybody.
What is with all the noise? Jeepers.
Well, when you live next to Amish, it's gonna be noisy. From what people have told us, it's a fancy one, and our stuff would do well there because we are finding out our art that we make is an art fair kind of art. So we checked out this art fair in Milwaukee.
So
there's no monarch caterpillars on any of the milkweed. Milwaukee kind of sucks for that. Just so you know, if you came to Milwaukee to see caterpillars, you're not gonna see it.
what are you picking on me about now?
Oh, Kara's like, their buildings are taller than silos here. Yeah, not farm country. A couple more people live here.
So what are we doing here?
Taking 3 videos in less than 5 minutes.
Yep.
Going to an art fair. See if it's something we want to do next year, but we got to see if it's actually going to be worth our time because we're tired of all these little piddly art fairs where we bust for 40 hours in 2 days and make $700. That's what we're doing. Gotta do it. And we had doubts right away because just to get into the art fair as a customer, you have to pay $17. It's not a free art fair. You have to want to be there.
I don't want it.
And then you have to pay for parking too. So it's like, who's gonna be there? We got down there about an hour after it opened and the place was packed. We could not believe how many people were there. Serious people, cereal shredded wheat people. Just that off the bat. It's like the people that were there wanted to buy art. And we were still a little skeptical, but as we were walking around, we noticed that an hour into the fair, people were walking around with bags, art, not necessarily art prints, but we seen them actually packaging up like a 3-foot or I didn't see anything. I saw an artist packing up one of her large paintings. It was like a 3-foot painting. It wasn't a print, people. It was an actual painting. And I'm thinking it's because it's, you know, Milwaukee. It's the largest, bless you dear.
Sorry.
It's the largest town, city in Wisconsin. You know, they have buildings taller than our silos over here. And there's a couple more people than where you see behind me. But we were really surprised about that because we need to start doing, well, let me reboot because, you know, it's been a long day, people.
Oh my God.
We do the art fair thing to get our name out there. We don't want to be art fair people, but if we have to do the art fairs, we want to do the ones that we're going to do really well at, as opposed to busting hiney and making $500 to $1,000 in a weekend. Like, the reason we do art fairs, before we started the art career, there was so many people that we talked to that did art fairs or knew somebody at an art fair, and they said they made like $5,000, $10,000 in a weekend. And we've seen it with other artists too. But every time we do an art fair, it's like $500 to $1,000, and it's still good money for a weekend, but we need to make a little more than that if we're gonna do about 8 to 10 art fairs a year. It needs to be really worth our time.
I know, because 500 to 1,000 sometimes for some people sounds like a lot, and it can be, but when you take into account the weeks and months it takes to make some of what we are selling.
In addition to that, what some people don't know about the art fair thing is it costs money just to apply. About anywhere from $20 to $60 just to apply. And there's 2 of us, so that's times 2. Then if you get in, you have to pay for your booth spot. Most art fairs we do, it's about $100 to $600 for a booth. At the fancier art fairs, you can go up to like $800 to $1,000. So you're already in the hole anywhere from $500 to $1,000 just before the art fair happens. So that's why we need to figure out the art fairs that our art is going to do well at. So that's why we went down to Milwaukee. It was business people. We didn't go down there to have fun, but we did. After the art fair, since the Milwaukee Art Museum was right there, we went into the art museum just for a little bit, maybe about an hour, hour and a half. And of course, Karen and I, not actually being adults, we just made inappropriate comments at a lot of things. We did enjoy the art, but at the same time, we're inappropriate, everybody. We're childish.
We're gonna go look out a window. We've never done that before. Oh, out the window.
So what'd you learn so far of your reconnaissance?
Looks good.
Big face. It smells old in here.
Good.
The floor is really cool too. That's wild.
Smells like aging.
Well,
Me.
rude.
Weekend in Wisconsin. Okay.
Oh my god. You're terrible.
We had so many video game references and Wisconsin drinking references. Just
So is it inappropriate or just stupid?
yes,
Both.
both.
Some woodworking at an art fair. Finally.
Art fair. Belongs in a museum.
That belongs in a museum.
I found your suit for Elden Ring.
A little tight across the chest.
Tight across the chest.
You're right, it is like mist with all the goofy rooms though. Waiting to see a little computer screen come alive. Give me the pages. I need the red and blue pages. So was it worth the trip coming down?
I think so.
Should we go underneath the bridge?
It's the art museum. With the modern art of murder.
Murder.
What do you want to do in Milwaukee? Go under a shady overpass.
Yep.
Alone.
Well,
And then of course being in Milwaukee, we tool around a little bit in Milwaukee just because everything's big in Milwaukee because look behind us. You see any people? You see any buildings? No.
no, this is wonderful. That's no house.
That's no moon.
That's the space station.
We just passed Ivanhoe, or as I can say, Ivan's.
Copper turtle.
Copper turtle.
Copper
Oh,
turtle.
I'm looking for a statue of a turtle made out of copper. Ah.
Kara, we're in my department.
I know.
Straight lines, everybody.
Bullwing. Bullwing.
You're at church.
Who's gonna be playing? That's most important though.
Dave Matthews.
Dave Matthews Band. We can't go yet.
So we drove 3 hours down there, spent about an hour at the fair and another hour and a half at the art museum. Then we're like, okay, well, let's go home and get something done. And we're traveling on the way home. We noticed that we passed a place called Holy Hill. And we know that's a big old church down there, but we've never been there. So when we Google mapped it, we found out we're about 7 miles away. So we did a spur of the moment side quest and went to Holy Hill Basilica.
That is like Hogwarts.
Like a Gothic.
Did you? You found the Temple of Time?
I'm gonna pull the sword out, go back to Baby Beau.
Baby Beau. Baby Binkus.
Yeah, Baby Binkus I'm gonna be. Put that sword back in. Binkus.
Oh, is it right here? It's right here. It's right here. We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Alright, sorry everybody.
Ah!
No better place to die than at a national shrine. And just so you know, there's a lot more inappropriate video game related references at the Holy Hill. So for all you really religious people, sorry. We have fun, everybody.
I guess.
What can we do to turn this religious place into a tourist trap? I know.
Oh.
Sell bumper stickers.
Wow.
Look at all these sinners.
I just like the architecture. I really don't care about the meaning behind it.
Sinners. There's one thing I do know.
Can't put that in. No, I can't. I'm sure there is a ramp. See, there's a ramp. What's in the Temple of Time?
The Master Sword. Oh,
I thought the
And a
master
new pair
sword
of
was
shoes.
in. I thought the master sword was in the woods.
It all depends on which game you're playing.
Okay, so which
We
one?
are currently watching Ocarina of Time, so it's in the temple time.
And a new
We're
pair of
gonna
shoes.
get some. God damn it. Oh, Karen touched her first church. She did.
You know. That's how narrow it is. That's how you make new friends.
I got a big butt. See, look at this thing. Super high.
Super hangy. But look, we are way the fruit up there.
Yeah.
Like the last window above or below that little round window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking to. It's just us.
Can I do this on grounds? Saw a sign that said holy water.
Well, it was water coming out of a rock, but it's either an artesian well or, like you said, gray water. It's their sump pump. Let's face it, it's not Jesus water. It's dirty water.
It's got to be
Hey,
for like
dirty.
It's got to be after dark content.
Yeah. Patrons only. Guess what? If you're religious, dirty.
Dirt. Oh God.
Sorry, Davina.
I think she's pretty cool. She would get it.
You know, if it's coming out of a rock by a basilica, it doesn't mean it's holy water. It's their sump pump water.
What's an artesian well?
Artesian well is when you drill a hole and water just keeps percolating up from it.
So it's a spring.
Spring.
So we have 2 artesian wells on the farm.
Probably.
Look at that. I learned something.
Every day, doing stuff with junk. That's all. It was. So it was a fun little side quest to end the day before we had to drive another 3 hours back. But that's what we did a couple of weekends ago, just to figure our life out as artists, because we have to be successful. Success is a choice and we're going to do it. It's just hard because nobody's there to tell you what to do, so you just got to figure out and do it. The courage just to drive down to Milwaukee, look at an art fair that you might want to be at, and then make inappropriate comments the entire way.
It was just between us. It wasn't like
Oh.
directed at anyone.
Yeah, it's not like we yelled them out the window or saw some people by the holy water and started razzing them. We hope you enjoyed this little video. So if you're artists out there trying to figure out your life, you're not alone. And for all of our patrons and our friends and our family, this is what we do. So we appreciate your support, letting us do things, supporting us, saying, hey, hope you had fun. Did you learn anything? Stuff like that. Just, you know, being you, because I didn't practice this. So that's why I'm a little rough, everybody.
We wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for people we had met at previous art fairs.
Yes. Yeah. So the people we meet at art fairs, you're the highlight of our whole weekend because we don't enjoy the art fairs. It's not economically viable right now, but just the connections we make, the people we meet, and the info we get from artists and people and customers, hoping to look at this video like 5 years from now and saying, yeah, they were right. It's a good thing we went down there. So who knows what's going to happen, everybody? I don't know.
I don't have a magic 8-ball.
But thanks for watching. We appreciate you watching. Hope you learned a little bit. And if you didn't learn anything, we hope you were entertained just a little at how childish these Gen Xers really are.
Yes, and we're not here to offend anybody. We're just having some fun.
But thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. You're in shadow, Carol.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here.
Hey, bye.